Welcome to the pros and cons of living in Asheville. We want to give you the down and dirty and also the good stuff about living here. So this is going to be everything that you need to know when considering moving to Asheville. Let's start with the most important, home prices. So the average home price in Buncombe County increased 12% over last year, and homes were valued 32% higher than last year as well. So the average sales price in Asheville, try to guess it. Put it down below in the comments. What do you think it is? $700,000, the average sales price in Asheville. Now that's Asheville City, so keep that in mind. The places around Asheville are going to be a little bit less expensive. So anything under like $500,000 goes really super fast, and it's going to be a little bit more competitive. So have a pro by your side. Get in touch with us and let us educate you on what to expect so that you get what you want, where you want it, at the price that you need. So reach out, any of those links down below, and book a time to chat with us. You need a plan, especially if you're not in the area, and that's what we're really good at helping with. When I was trying to buy a home in Asheville for the second time, I was living overseas somewhere. My husband's from a different country, and we were trying to move back to the area, and we're having the hardest time doing that. And so I got my trusted realtor with boots on the ground to help me do that. And I also posted in a mama's group on Facebook. I was like, we're looking for this, we're having a hard time because we're not in the area. And someone serendipitously was like, I talked to my husband last night, we're gonna sell our home, are you interested? I was like, yeah, send me deets now. They did. We bought the house. Worked out really well, very lucky in that respect. But be prepared, have a plan, and have a realtor. So that's a little bit of a con. Housing prices have increased recently, but there's a reason, and here's the pro. It's all worth it. We have a really good time here. I'm serious, like it's really fun and the people are cool. Nature abounds. There's tons of things to do. So what do you like to do? You like to hike? There's about 1 million trails. You could probably just walk out your back door and just kind of keep walking and be in nature in minutes from all sides of Asheville. So people always ask me when we're doing our meet and greet consultation, they always ask me, they're like, well, which side would be better for me? You know, considering, if you like nature, you can go anywhere. Like really, you can go anywhere. Nature surrounds us. The mountains are all around us. So if you like kayaking, you are in hog heaven because there are 100 runnable rivers all in the area of varying levels of complexity and rapid levels. So if you're a novice, then hey, we got something for you. If you are a rock star and you want to go off the waterfalls, there's something down the road for that as well. If you like drinking your face off, you are gonna love Asheville. We have a ton of breweries and wineries and distilleries, and it's kind of the culture of the area. I mean, like, people like to indulge. And if you like to taste good beers and try different ones out, then you have plenty of choices, and the craft brew scene is amazing, and they say it's because of the water. So there's another one. Here's another pro. We have good water in the area. And are you a foodie? If you're a foodie, you are never going to be at home. So we have award-winning restaurants all over the place. West Asheville, downtown, East Asheville, Hendersonville, Weaverville, everywhere. Like James Beard award-winning restaurants with multiple locations. You have plenty of access to it without a worry in the world. Do you like hanging upside down and flying through the air? We've got that too with acro classes, and like if you love playing games, we have like a well-played game cafe or retrocade. If you have to be in and out of Asheville really easily, you are gonna be so happy as well because our airport is super easy to get in and out of. It's just a really easy pace of life here. Okay, so here's a con. There are other people here. Other people have had the same idea that we've had, and they have also moved here. So you kind of have to plan a little bit, especially during the peak times. Like when you're going out on a hiking trail, you might want to get there a little bit early. Or if you notice that, you know, the blueberries are in season and you want to go pick some blueberries, let's go earlier than later. Another consideration when sharing the road and like with traffic or waiting in line, you just plan a little bit better. You know, sometimes you have to wait just a minute, you know, to get what you want. But most of the time we've pretty much prepared really well in Asheville. We do have some growing pains, but we've also responded equally well with the influx of new people coming to town. So like if you do want to go to one of these award-winning restaurants or you want to plan a really nice date night, you need to make a reservation. But when we do that, we have date night once a week, thank goodness. I can still make a reservation the day of, typically, depending on the restaurant, but the day of and still be okay. So these are all things that are really important when you're thinking about moving here, and that's what we do. We help guide you through the entire process. So here's another thing. With the influx of the peoply people, the housing costs are rising, you know, and even in rentals, if you're thinking about rentals, check it out online before to see if you can afford it. There's lots of Airbnbs here, so that kind of makes the rental market a little bit more competitive because people want to make some extra cash on their homes or their second homes. Sometimes childcare has a long waiting list, so sign up early, or for summer camp, prepare in January. Some private club memberships have waiting lists. Some don't, but some do. It depends on which ones you want to be in. But there are homes being built again. You know, that kind of had a time out during COVID. But now there's new construction coming up all over the place. We talk about new construction as well in some of our other videos, so subscribe and learn more about it in Asheville in general. So here's another pro. It's located in the most convenient part of the South. I tell you, it is true. I do not feel trapped here or landlocked at all. It is really easy to get around. So we have a regional airport, which is in between Asheville and Hendersonville. It's about 20 minutes from downtown Asheville and probably about 15-20 minutes from Hendersonville. And there are direct flights to, there's going to be a list here coming, New York City, Fort Lauderdale, Orlando, Tampa, Dallas, DC, Denver, Austin, Key West. I'm putting on my swimsuit. Chicago, putting on my coat. And then you can drive. Like, we're so close to lots of places. We're like 2 hours from Charlotte, which has like really big Broadway shows that come tour there and big acts. Like if you want to see a really, really big like Taylor Swift kind of person, you can go there. Or about 3.5 hours from Atlanta with a pretty drive down until the very end when you get into the city traffic. You go through the mountains to get there, which is awesome. And then 4 hours straight shot on 26 to Charleston, or about 5 hours to Wilmington, which is a little bit of a different vibe. And then there's day trips galore from Asheville. I mean, you can go to Boone and go ski in really great conditions typically. There's Hendersonville, which is totally different than Asheville, 45 minutes away. There's Brevard, which is about 45 minutes to an hour away from Asheville, has its own little downtown, super cute, great music scene as well. There's Cashiers and Highlands and Linville Falls, where there's lots of waterfalls. And there's Cherokee, which has a big casino, so if you're into gambling, you're gonna head on over there. And there's Bryson City, which is called the land of the noonday sun, and the Nantahala River is there. It's absolutely gorgeous with rhododendron forests. And there's Hot Springs about 45 minutes north of Asheville, where the mineral hot springs come out of the ground and the Appalachian Trail goes through there, and the French Broad River, you can go rafting. It is one of my favorite places to be. So if you like water and being out on a boat, we have that too. I'm not talking about rivers, I'm talking about lakes. We have Lake Lure, which is gorgeous, about 30 minutes away, kind of smaller, like second home destination. Lake Toxaway, Lake James, this is just really big. You can go skiing and rent a boat there, or have a boat there if you want, or have a lake house there. Fontana Lake and Lake Hartwell, it just goes on and on. Okay, here's a con. We have weather here. We don't have all weather, but we got some weather, you know, sometimes. So if you're used to the same weather all the time, like it's always sunny, like Southern California, or maybe always like quite warm, like Florida, you know, you may have to like brace yourself when you get to Asheville, because we have a mix of all weather. In fact, sometimes we can get 4 seasons in one day. So 4 distinct seasons throughout the year, but it's never really too hot or too cold. We really cycle through. And is there snow? Do we have to be worried about snow or ice? Asheville sees about 10 to 12 inches of snowfall a year. So it's quite a bit less than the average like national accumulation of 28 inches. So this explains why locals, when asked, they would tend to be kind of blasé about, the snowfall. If anything, we want a little bit more snowfall so we can go play in it and enjoy it. But typically, if there is any snow, it's going to happen from January to March, with not much accumulation at all. We do get rain though, and we are considered a temperate rainforest. And here's a strange fact. Like the Asheville airport receives an average of 37 inches of rainfall a year, making it the driest location in North Carolina. What? Which is generally not known for its dry climate, but for some reason the Asheville airport's pretty dang dry, which is great. That's awesome for airlines to get in and out. In contrast though, like Lake Toxaway has an average rainfall of 90 inches. So that's kind of crazy. So these different regions in Western North Carolina, because of the mountains and the elevations as well, they all have a little bit of different climates. So if you find that one that you're really interested in, just go ahead and check out, we'll put a link down below as well, but go ahead and check out the different weather patterns in the area because it might be a little bit different than you expect. So is the weather gloomy like it is like in the Northwest? No, even though we get some rain, it's not, normally what happens, truthfully, is like, we'll get sunny, and then like 3 days of rain. And then we'll get like sunny, and then we're like, oh my gosh, we need some rain, here it comes. So regarding sunny days in Asheville, we usually have about 212 sunny days a year. So for perspective, Seattle has about 153. And the US average is 205 sunny days a year. So, hey, we're above average. So here are some weather highlights for those whom it may concern. The summer high is in July, about 84 degrees. The low is in the winter in January, about 25 degrees. It averages 44 inches of rain or snow a year. And then we already talked about snow, which is 10 to 12 inches if we're lucky. Okay, here's another pro. We rock. We have cool people here. A lot of people are self-reflective and inquisitive and just, interested in life. And when you go to the store, there's lots of small talk. You gotta remember, we're still in the South. We are in the South, so people are friendly and they're nice and they talk to you. So if you don't like that, then, you don't have to talk to them, but, they'll be like, hey, why is he ignoring me? And a lot of people here have like really fun and unique hobbies they like to chat about. And people are not generally defined by what they do for money or like what they do for a living. Sometimes it's interesting because that'll be the last thing that you know about someone. You'll have spoken with them all night long or even months and like hung out with them quite a few times and never realized exactly what they do, for a living. So the people that I have met and befriended here, for the most part, in my experience, and I realize I'm just one person, I'm not everyone, and everyone has different experiences, but the people that I have met for the most part are pretty content. They're not disgruntled. They're living their best life in the sense they're kind of designing their life. They're intentional, and they're having a good time. They're quite peaceful considering, we're all in the human condition in general. Asheville's pretty awesome, and you may think so too. So learn more in this video right here to see if it might be a great fit for you. Until then, ciao for now.